Good morning from the Yarn Closet in St. David, Arizona. I'm Laura. This is Chip. Rusty's outside and Sadie is in with Jared, my husband. He's still resting. This is an update on a couple of things. If you want to see more information, especially on my skin cancer, you can follow me on Instagram at Yarn Closet AZ. That's AZ for Arizona. Oh, my mom is texting me right now. It's craziness. So here is this is Thursday, not yesterday, but a week ago Wednesday, I had my skin cancer surgery. Okay, the original spot was like that big. And this is what we got. It swelled up so bad and was so weird that my eyebrows were misaligned by a quarter of an inch, probably. It felt to me like half an inch or an inch, but it wasn't that bad. And see, I'm still a little bruisey. Oh yeah, it was quite bruisey. But it is healing quite well. My eyebrows are, I think, pretty spot on now. I was totally freaking out about it. Yet this side still seems a little high, but I think that it will loosen up. I think that the scar won't be really that bad because it kind of goes with all my wrinkles anyway. And I totally freaked out about my eyebrows and the swelling. I've had enough surgeries to know better, but it was my face, and I already feel like I have a haggard old lady face, and it drives me batty because I have a girl turning 6 this month. I wasn't ready for haggard old lady. I have a 6-year-old. Yes, we also have a 26-year-old. But, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That lady from Alaska who wanted to be vice president and had a baby at 47, I give that woman some points. Heck yeah, I give that woman some points. Okay, so don't know what happened. Might have been part of the texting business. I have no idea. It bopped me off before I got done with saying my second point and talking about the Maritime Family Fiber in gray mix, which is like a gray turquoisey color. But everyone sees color differently. I know that because I'm legally blind and I know a lot of things about eyes. And in that vein, you can go over to the Yarn Closet on Patreon to either read blog stuff, get free pattern downloads, or support us. And I made a post over there of this orientation and mobility guy that I watch on YouTube. There's a video with 13 sounds, and you have to recognize what they are. And they're the sound that your cane makes when you're putting it over stuff, rolling it, tapping it, whatever. I got 11 out of 13, and of all the people that responded to me that they'd done it, the best number I got was a 7. So it's kind of interesting. I'll try to remember to go over there and make sure that it's a public post. But see, this is a 2.75 millimeter needle. It's my ChiaoGoo interchangeables. Making those slippers. This is a very dense fabric. This is Tough Sock or something like Tough Sock, Durasock, I don't know. So this is kind of a woolly wool. It's soft. It's very soft. There's nylon in this. This is making a very dense fabric. I am trying to make slipper socks. I made some out of Eco Wool, Cascade Yarns Eco Wool, at not a dense fabric, and they've stood up pretty well. This is the kind where basically you fold it and you seam the back for the heel. Like these are folded here. This is a sock tube that was folded, so you seam it at the bottom and at the top, and then you gather this end. These are double thick. Every other pair that I've made have blown through already. This is the only pair that hasn't blown through holes. And I'm getting this small little loom to help darn better, and I will show you some of that in the future. But I want some small projects right now, and I want some preparation for next winter. So I'm going to make these. You go back and forth, garter stitch for basically this chunk, and then you go in the round for this chunk, and then you gather the end and only have to seam the back. So they're very easy. I tend to start one, figure it out, and I will match my stitch count, but I usually will just eyeball lengths so that they're always a little bit different. People make fun of me, but if I have to make two of anything, they're never going to be exactly the same. They're just not. And for those of you who have been longtime watchers and friends of the podcast, you will notice when I talked about the dogs, there was one missing. Magnus developed aplastic anemia and passed away this week. It was very sudden. I'm trying not to cry. And I think now I know why it stopped, because I'm using this these earbuds to do better microphone sound. I really hope it is better. Thanks to supporters of the podcast, I bought these quite expensive earbuds to hopefully give you guys better sound. I don't think it's a big deal for me to be wearing them while I do this. And to some extent, I think it also minimizes your background sounds. But he did pass away this week. He got this aplastic anemia. We thought that the weight loss in the last couple of weeks seemed a little extreme. He'd lost a little under 20 pounds in about 8 months. But initially, it seemed like it was just old age. 9-year-old, 90-pound dog. And he'd been slowing down since we moved here. But all of a sudden, within the course of 2 days, he had just no energy and completely white gums. I mean, he lost his color literally overnight. And so we took him in, and the vet said, and I'd had a dog who went through the whole blood transfusions and medication, and I mean, for over a year. And it just didn't seem like it was a kind thing to do, because it's not something that you can ever actually reverse. You're just treating symptoms, trying to give them a better quality of life. But I don't think that it did that. And this doctor said that it was an extreme case with him. And she didn't think there was much chance of getting to that point. And giving a dog blood transfusions on a regular basis, I've had them. They're not pain-free. What else? He had parvo as a puppy. And apparently, dogs that have had parvo as a puppy can develop this almost overnight. This is very common. She said what we went through is textbook to her experience. And I'm a little struggling because I already recorded this, but I actually didn't. Somehow, the last 10 minutes blipped. So I'm trying to make sure that I mention everything that I did before. I'm trying to stick to an every 2-week podcast routine. Thanks to the supporters of the podcast, you are getting the occasional bonus. And that may then jockey the dates and times that I'm putting out. I do tend to try and have things posted Sunday mornings, because not everybody's busy on a Sunday, and I know that. And some of us like in our Sunday afternoon quiet time to listen or watch a podcast and do a little knitting. I am trying to get back to some daily knitting, which is why I need these small projects, because I need the knitting for my own health and wellness, because it really does make a difference. I cried in the previous 10-minute thing. I'm not doing that this time. And there was a nurse that literally let me hold her arm and walked me out of the vet's. And being able to lean on her in that moment meant so much to me. I'm grateful, and I don't think she'll ever truly know that or understand that. So thanks, guys. Sadie's doing well. She went a couple weeks without any seizure, and then she had a couple minor ones these last few days. But it still doesn't seem to be any worse impact on the situation. The CBD really is a miracle. I mean, gave it to him on the way to the vets, and it's just a miracle. It doesn't seem to fix anything, but it definitely seems to give the dog some comfort, at least short term, if nothing else. It does seem to pop Sadie out of the mild seizures. If I can get it in while she's having one, as long as it really is mild, because then you have some worry about, well, is it going down the right tube kind of thing? No, and that's not a medical technical term. But just being able to put it in her mouth with the dropper, I think is instead of like shooting it, is reasonable. So there you go. You might start to see some of our house cats as time progresses and they realize they can venture forth into the house safely. Because Magnus was our only, and it's not that he wasn't cat friendly, he was totally cat friendly. He would have chased them around and played with them and slobbered all over them. But one of our cats is 18, and when he did occasionally slobber all over her, she would pee because it terrified her. And I don't, so that's why we always kind of kept them to one. We have a split bedroom plan, you know what that means? So one side has a couple of bedrooms for the kids, long hallway and a bathroom, and we were able to block it all off. So, and the kids' bedrooms have this like shared closet, so the cats were able to jump back and forth, run around in the hallway, but also jump through and go in the bathroom. And so I don't think they had any bad life, because at night they were often coming all the way to the other side of the house when the dogs were in bed in the master bedroom, and often in the early morning when I was up, because I'm in the addition part, and they'd hang out in here too. So I just wanted to let everybody know and remind you to look with your heart first.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that after 30 minutes you'll be notified when one of our live. One of our videos gets broadcasted.
Yes. Thank you.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Patreon.
Good job, my little podcaster in the making.
I taught her.
You taught me everything I know. I love you, baby. About YouTube. Yes. Thank you for all your support. Look with your heart first, not your eyes. Test, test, test. This is a test for using earbuds when recording. Test, test, test.